Hey, my Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have for you an express jump session. All express means is just a little less cueing, faster transitions, and just moving a little bit faster. All right, so no props needed for today. We will be doing a fair amount of kneeling, so grab a pad if you need. And then at some point, we'll be doing a little bit of planking. I'm going to be doing planking on my reformer, meaning my feet are on the floor, my forearms will be on top of the carriage. If you want to come down to the floor, right, please by all means do so. So just keep that in mind. Either you need a mat or just some padding for your hands or forearms. And I think that's it as far as props go, right? Really nothing. So spring settings to start. We have 2 medium springs on to start. Okay, so for my balanced body, that is 2 red springs. Your jump board is obviously up and hopefully secure, and your headrest is up in your comfortable position. So let's get moving. All right, so go ahead and start by lying down on your carriage. Make sure that you are centered, of course. And then let's place your feet in a parallel hip socket distance apart position here. So press the carriage out to where you can get your whole foot onto the jump board and then just hold here. Let's actually reach your arms up to the sky and make fists with your hands if that's okay. And then I want you to punch your fists up to the sky as your ribs sink heavier into the mat. All right, so think of imprinting the ribs, bolting the ribs down, and then keep that imprinting and just press the carriage out to straight legs and pull down on the foot bar or on the jump board as you come home. We press it out, pull down on the jump board to come home. So it might not be all the way in because I want you to keep your heels down here. And with each in and out, again, sink down through the ribs, the base of the ribs, and try to keep the tailbone heavy. And what I want you to start to feel firing up is maybe the front of your shin bones working, maybe even your seat a little bit here. I'm just trying to warm up the ankles a little bit before we get to jumping. Still think tripod connection through your feet. Let's do 2. Pull down on the foot bar, drive those heels in. And last one, I'll probably say foot bar a few more times. So just press the carriage out and hold here. All right. I want you to lift your toes up, spread them wide, and then gently place the toes down. Lift the toes up, spread them wide. Keep them spreading wide as you gently place them down. Last one, spread the toes, lift them up, and then gently place them down, okay? So keep your toes relatively light and keep more of the weight into the balls of your feet. And now just lift your heels up without gripping your toes, and then tap the heels down and lift right back up. So think like you've got a little ball between your inner ankle bones and they're hugging together, or you're hugging in on that ball. Remember, the arms are actively punching up, the ribs are depressing down. And hopefully you're feeling just maybe different muscles kick on when you're keeping light in the toes. It's not wrong to grip with the toes, it's just different. So now hold the heels lifted and now bend your knees, come all the way home, and then press it right back out. And let's start to tap into the breath we'll need for jumping. So I want you to exhale as you press out, inhale as you come home. Inhale, press out, or exhale, press out, inhale, come home. And with each exhale, sink the back into the mat, sink the ribs into the mat. IQ jumping in imprint, but if your low back is fine and you're feeling good, then you can jump in a more neutral position. Let's do 2. Exhale out, last one. And go ahead and come all the way in. All right, bring your left leg up into tabletop and your right foot is down. Arms can come back down. You can keep them up if you'd like. All right, I want you to press the carriage out and then resist back home. Press it out, resist back home. So find that pull down on the jump board while keeping equal weight into all corners of your feet. I'm saying that because like as I come home, my heel really wants to lift. And it should feel like the foot is trying to slide down the jump board. 2 more here. All right, go ahead and bring the carriage in. And now we're going to just do 10 jumps on this right leg. All right, I know it's a heavier spring, so take it easy. We're going to do 10, land toe ball, heel. 9, toe ball, heel. 8. Try to roll through the foot and find your right butt cheek muscle. Let's call this 3, 2, 1. All right, let's switch sides. Left foot down, right leg up into tabletop. Bring the carriage in as far as you can get that heel down and then press it out. And while you're doing this, equal weight into your hips. Ribs are still bolted down here. And neck is nice and long. Pull down, pull down, pull down. It's almost as if you're trying to slide the front of that shin bone to the back edge of your heel. Let's do 2. And last one. Now we do those jumps, right? Press out, land softly. Press out, land softly. Exhale out, inhale in, exhale out, inhale in. 4, 3, ribs in, 2. Last one. Awesome. Bring it all the way in. All right. Let's now do with both feet on. Okay. Parallel hip socket distance apart. Pull down on the foot bar. Arms can be wherever you like, but sink the back, sink the ribs. And now we jump. Toe ball, heel. Toe ball, heel. Sink the ribs, sink the back. So I wanted to start with a little bit heavier spring just to support the stomach, because obviously the lighter the spring, the more strain on the core. Do whatever you'd like with the arms. Now let's alternate. We're going to land wide, land legs together. Land wide, land legs together. Try to land equally with your right and left, not one before the other. Exhale on the out. Inhale on the in. You got this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, sink the ribs. 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring it all the way in. Slow press outs. All right. Let's reach back now for your short loops. If you need less tension, you can take your hands to the long loops. Just like we did in the beginning, punch your fists up to the sky. Create as much space between chest and hands as you can. So feel the ribs depress into the mat and the back sink heavy. All right. Right leg up into tabletop. Left leg up into tabletop. Fire up through the inner thighs. Lower the arms all the way down and pause here. I want you to create as much space between your shoulders and your ears as you can by making your arms long, and then float the arms back up. Exhale, arms come down. Think of the weight staying into your ribs, and then float the arms back up. Let's do 2. And last one, arms come down. If it's available, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Look down at your low belly. Bring your right knee in towards your right ear as your left leg shoots out, and switch. And switch. Really work the knee pulling into your ear, into your ear. Pull it in deep, deep for 3, 2, 1. Both knees together, both legs go out. Pull them in. This is you on the jump board right here.
push the carriage out. Keep the weight going back into your ribs. Keep the punch out through the fist. We have 3 and 2. And last one, hold the legs out, scissor the legs. If you're tight, maybe flex the feet. Keep both kneecaps looking at you. Or parallel, I mean. Maybe curl up one more little inch. For 3 and 2 and 1. Zip the legs up together. Tiny Pilates V. Push the legs down. Maybe you tap the foot bar and lift them back up. Find the weight not only into your ribs, but into the middle back part of your pelvis. Exhale back up. 2 more. Exhale back up. Last one. Make the arms longer as the legs come up. Fold the knees. Arms come back up. Awesome work. Hang up the straps. Let's go ahead and now roll you up. Let's add a light spring, and take off one of your medium springs. So right now I have a red and a blue. My blue is not my lightest spring, okay? So it's like my second to lightest. Go ahead and lie down. All right, let's do a little Pilates V to start. If this turnout doesn't work for you, then find parallel, okay? So little baby Pilates V, do whatever you'd like with the arms. Pin those heels together. Inhale, here. Sink the ribs. And then on your next exhale, press the carriage out and land in that toe ball heel. Exhale out. Lift the legs if you need, right, to sink the back into the mat. And if you ever need any assistance, like back is starting to bother, you can always grab onto your shoulder blocks. Let's do 2 and 1. Now we add on little air jack out and in. Air jack out and in. Make it quick. Out, in. Out, in. Out, in. Outer hip, inner thigh. Now keep with the air jack, but now when you land, I want you to land 1 foot high, 1 foot low. I did not take dance, so I don't know what this move is called. Still in the turnout though, if you're there. Outer hip, inner thigh. For 3, 2, and 1. Go back to jumping parallel, hip socket distance apart. 2, 1. Go jumping on your right leg only, left leg up in the tabletop. Exhale out. Here's your opportunity to sink the back. 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Toe ball heel. You can always add an ab curl to these moves. Try to land softly on that foot. Three, 2, 1. Alternate. Land with 1 foot press out, other foot press out. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring it all the way in. Slow press outs. Slow press outs. In fact, leave your right foot up on top of the jump board. Take your left foot down to the floor. And then just slowly bring the carriage in a little bit more to find a stretch on the top of your left thigh. Ooh, I put lotion on just before this class. And now I'm sweating and I can feel the lotion going into my eyes. So you're just trying to drive that left heel into the floor as the carriage comes closer to home. And then go ahead and switch sides. Right foot down, just be mindful of your springs, of course, do what you got to do. And if you have one of those really short reformers, maybe take the foot out to the side and you can like grab onto the ankle and find a thigh stretch more like this. This is also nice too, even if you have a high reformer. All right, and let's go ahead and bring the carriage in. Grab your knee pad if you need one, because we're gonna come kneeling. I want you to place your lightest spring on, lightest spring you have. So for my balanced body, that is a yellow spring. All right, so I'm gonna be kneeling facing you, so my shoulder blocks will be to my right, okay? So the further away from the shoulder blocks, the harder this is gonna be, and then the opposite is true, okay? Try to get your legs or your shins in a more parallel hip socket distance apart as opposed to going wide, okay? So I'm gonna grab onto this forward strap here. And then I'm gonna take both arms out to this kind of hug position. I'm gonna drop my tailbone, push into my shins, lift up tall through the crown of my head, and I'm just gonna do a little hug with both arms and then open the arms back out. It might not be full range depending on where you're at on your carriage here. That's okay. But if you find that you're like a little into your neck, just lower the arms down a little bit and then maybe even turn your palms facing up to the sky. So it's more like pinky side of your hand leading the way. Feel that this reach is kind of coming from your back, right? There's that kind of punch out through your fist that we played around with at the beginning. Let's do 2. And last one. Now take the arms out to more like we're gonna do a hug a moon, I think is what some teachers will call it. And now can we reach the arms up and then lower them down? If your hands come together, great. If not, that's okay too. I just feel like if I come up any higher, I'm gonna be on my neck here. So I'm gonna try to stay connected to that right lat or side body, even as my arm comes up. And no matter where you're at, just work on keeping the sides of your neck long as the arms move in space. Let's do 3. This right arm shaking. I don't know what's happening with that. 2. Soft ribs. Last one. Beautiful. Arm comes down. Okay. So now I'm going to grab onto the strap with both hands, right? And then I'm going to take my hands together, right? Not apart. All right. So I'm going to bring my hands up at my sternum here, all right? And they're going to stay in line with my sternum. I'm going to punch out. The carriage will move a little bit and then drag it back in. All right, I'm just trying to stay square to you. Again, staying connected to your lats. And to add on, I want you to pull this strap apart as you press out and as you pull in. Pull it apart so elbows go nice and wide. Keep softening the ribs and opening up the front of your hips to the wall in front of you. Let's do 2. And the last one, go ahead and bring it in. All right. So now I'm going to reach my arms towards my tower. I'm going to rotate a little bit here, pull the strap into my sternum. I'm going to rotate now towards my jump board and now push the strap that away. All right. Hands come back in. I'm going to twist as my arms go towards my tower. They pull in. I twist just my upper body and then punch the fist away. I punch out. Each time those arms go straight, work on that space between fists and chest. So there's your protraction, there's your plank. One more here. We pull in, we punch out, and then back towards your end here, okay? So now we're just gonna add a big old circle to this, okay? So I'm gonna pull the strap into my sternum. I'm gonna rotate, punch to my left, arm stays straight now. I'm gonna stir the pot, spiral around and in. It's very easy for this to get like muddled and just go through the motions. So take your time, pull the sternum away from your fists as they circle around in front of you. Are we feeling shoulders yet? I hope. Pull those ribs back as the fists go forward. One more. Fire up through the inner thighs.
and then heavy ribs like they were into that mat. Okay, all right. Let's now take the strap down. Okay, we're gonna stay kneeling. But now when we come kneeling, I want you to be in line with the, like kind of going diagonal on your carriage here, okay? We have some options with the arms. We can be down on the right forearm, up on the left hand, or we can be completely up onto your hands, okay? I'm gonna come down onto my forearm. All right, so again, I'm in line with this diagonal here. I'm lifted up through my chest. I'm gonna take my left foot up onto the jump board, okay? So again, lift the belly. I'm doing a side plank right now. And then when you're ready, we're gonna press the carriage out and jump. So it's like my body is squaring off a little bit towards the carriage. That is gonna fire up that left hip a little bit more. So if I'm completely open, then I'm not working that left hip as much as I want. So just play around with that position. Either way, we're working, right? Now when we press out, I want you to add a little lift to the leg and back in. Little lift straight up and back in. So think of that left hip coming down as the leg tries to lift. I heard a great cue the other day. Fire up through your granny panty line. And that's what I'm feeling right now. Let's do 2. Last one. Now we're gonna sweep the leg forward. It sweeps forward and back out. Forward and back out. So those of you with a low reformer, you are forced to keep that leg lifted. Those of you on the high reformer, the leg could dip down, but obviously the higher up, the harder it is. Oof. Stuff and things. Keep pushing the mat away. 2 more. Last one. And back in. Awesome. All right, that's it of those. So let's spin you around. Let's do those arms. Let's see if I can remember all this. Kneeling. Hip socket distance apart. Energy is strong with the legs. All right, so shins pushing down here. And then left hand into your strap. And now we're gonna do this hug, low hug, whatever you got working on here today. When the hands come together, if they do, have them come together in line with your center, not like over to the left or over to the right. And remember, you have that option of kind of turning the palms facing up a little bit, taking the arms lower. And even as those fingertips come together, think of creating as much space between hands and chest as you can. You're pushing your brain through your skull. And you're feeling those shoulder blades wrap around the ribs. This side doesn't feel nearly as hard. Not yet. I spoke too soon. I can already tell. For 3, stay square. 2, and last one. Go ahead and open the arms back out. Now I'm turning my palms facing up to the sky. I'm starting with that hug a moon. I'm gonna rise up and then draw back down. As the arms come back down, think of that as like your lat pull down. You're getting taller through the crown of the head. So I'm thinking now of that left shoulder blade kind of tipping down, reaching out before the arm comes back up. It's going to keep you hopefully out of your neck. Inner thighs are at the party like you've got a ball between them. And that already made me feel more stable. Let's do 3. And 2. Last one, ribs in, and then lower the arms back down. Okay, hands come together. We grab tight on that strap. I'm gonna try to stay square. I'm gonna punch straight out and then pull apart on that strap as I come back in. Now, if the arms do not go straight, that is okay. right? They don't have to. But you know what you need to do if you want more tension or less tension. Pull apart on that strap. I don't know, it feels a little bit more stubborn on this side. Make sure those hands are zipped up together. For 3 and 2 and last one. All right, now I'm gonna rotate towards my tower. My arms are gonna go straight, pull the hands in, and then I punch out towards the jump board and then back in. I'm going towards my jump board, but maybe it's more towards like an angle. All right, you do you. Hips are staying square though the entire time, while the upper body can rotate. Take the arms lower if you feel like you're getting into your neck. Punch out. Again, find that space between chest and hands. Let's do 2. And last one. Okay, now we do that stir the pot. So pull the strap into your chest. We punch out, arms stay straight. They circle around. It's a big pot. Trace the outer edges of the pot and then back in. Trace the edges of the pot and then pull it back in. Again, there's your plank. There's your arms and straps. There's your teaser. There's so many things happening when you work that protraction and that space between your sternum and your hands. Legs are fired up. Shins are pushing down. Let's do 2 more here. Reach away. Reach for the edge of the pot. Last one. Reach for the edge. Pull the ribs back. Around, around, around. Okay, now we have the other side of kneeling. All right, I'm coming in line with this diagonal. Again, either up onto your hands, down onto one forearm, one hand. Okay, so there's a little bit of rotation, but try to limit it and then go for that first jump. Every side is different. And to just find a little bit more stability, push into that left shin. Ideally, it's underneath your hip. Ideally, but you know, bodies, reformers, things. Now, when you're ready, if you can, we're gonna add just that little lift of the leg and back down. Upper body is just doing a strong plank. So I want you to feel kind of a lift or a lightness up through the entire belly. Your low belly, your upper belly, and sides of the neck are nice and long. Find that granny panty line. I heard somebody say a panty line, but they were talking about that part, like your low butt cheek. And I thought, well, not all panties go there. So it's a granny panty line now. All right. Hopefully my talking is distracting you from feeling your hips. When you're ready, we're going to do that sweep of the leg forward and back in. Forward, back in. Holy cannoli. Try to keep the upper body stable as you sweep the leg forward. Check your neck. Check your shoulders. Exhale out. Inhale in. You got it. Try to land high on the jump board. That's going to make it harder. Oh, come on. Let's do 4. You got it. And 3. Lift up through the ribs. 2. Last one. Bring it all the way in. Okay. Those are fun. All right. All right, we're gonna stay on this light spring, stay on that yellow spring, put your headrest back up. I do find that it helps to get you into your stomach a little bit more, if you'd like. All right, so place your left foot on, bring your right knee into your chest.
Give it a good hug in. If it's available, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. And now do your first jump here. All right, very light spring. All right, so now we add on. Carriage comes in, you let go of the leg and then pull it back in. We let go and then pull it back in. Still think of the weight staying in your upper abs and in your low ribs. We have 3 and 2 and last one. Let's switch sides, jumping on the right leg. So when you're pulling this left knee into your chest, this is that position that we had in the strap, right? This is your rowing right here. So elbows are nice and wide. My upper back is nice and open. Now when you're ready, we let go of the leg and then pull it back in. There's that knee pulling into the ear. You can always lower your head down, but still keep the weight into those low ribs. Let's do 2. Last one. All right, if it's available, keep jumping. We'll just jump with both legs to start while I talk. All right, if it's available, I want you to take your hands behind your head. Elbows are still in your peripheral. Head, neck, and shoulders are up if that's for you. All right, so just jumping with this double knee tuck for now. We're going to switch it up here and go to our scissors, okay? So let's jump on the right leg only, left leg straight up. Lower the leg down as you come in. Kick it up and down. Exhale, kick it up and down. I know we've already done series of 5, but why not do some more? For 3 and 2. Oh, such a light spring. Last one, go ahead and switch legs. The lower you land on the jump board, the harder this is going to be for your stomach. The heel may not land, that's okay. Keep your head to hand connection. We're not yanking on the head is pushing back. Inner thighs at the party. Exhale on that kick out. For 3 and 2 and last one. Bring it all the way in. Awesome work. Okay, let's now roll you up again. Let's place that medium and a light spring on. So take off your super light, put on your next light and your medium spring. So for me, that is a red and a blue. We're going to go out into some side planking. So if you prefer to do it on the floor, do it on the floor. For today, I'm going to take my forearms onto the mat here, okay? So, or onto my carriage. So I'm going to start on my right side. I'm going to take my right forearm into the mat and I'm going to step my feet out, find a plank. With the legs zipped up, feet stacked, it's going to be a little bit harder. With the legs split, a little bit easier. All right, we're still working, okay? So reach your top arm up to the sky. I want you to drive your right fist into the mat as much as you can, more than your elbow even. And you're trying to create space in your upper back. Ribs are in, legs are strong, no matter where they're at, and hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it in. Let's go right to the other side. Left forearm or hand down. Strong flex of your feet. Push into that left fist. Sides of the neck are long, so maybe try to find some lat connection here. Some side body, armpit action. Anybody else? Are we breathing? Woo. Keep pushing the mat away. Keep pushing the floor away. Holding here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it in. All right, let's finish here. Let's do this. All right, we're only here for a couple minutes and then we get feet and straps and you guys are done. Okay, so do whatever you like with the arms. Let's start wide and a little bit of a turnout here. Sink the belly, sink the ribs. Go for that first jump. Toe ball heel. Think of that weight shifting back into the ribs as you press out. Now we're gonna stay jumping wide, landing wide, but as you press out, can you tap the heels together? Tap the heels together. Or inner thighs, whatever comes first. Remember, you can hold on to those shoulder blocks if you need some assistance. Here for 2 and 1. Now go jumping with legs zipped up together. Legs zipped up. Really try to get those legs straight as you press out. This is your hack squat for my gym rats out there. Now, we're going to land 1 foot high, 1 foot low. 1 foot high, 1 foot low. Still in parallel. Still legs somewhat zipped up. Think of most of the weight going into the top foot. Switching it up here again in 3, 2, 1. Jumping on right leg only, left leg up. You can add a bend and extend to this if you'd like. And to up the ante even more, maybe you keep the leg straight, you kick it up. Lots of options. Woo! Toe ball, heel on that right foot. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. So many things to think about. Use the exhale to press out. Find your inner thighs. Left kneecap looks up to the sky. Toe ball, heel. Toe ball, heel. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Okay. Feet and straps. Reach back. Short loops. Place your feet in them. Where are they? Where are they? All right. Straps are a little bit closer to your heels than your toes. Bring your knees in towards your shoulders like you're at the bottom of your frog. Arms are just long down by your side. Heels are pinned together. Just let that tailbone kind of roll into the mat. Ribs once again are heavy, and press the legs out. And then on your exhale, fold the knees in, sink the tailbone heavier. Inhale, legs stretch out. Exhale, pull them in. Relax the neck. Inhale out. Exhale, pull them in. And now send the legs out to that working angle. Find internal rotation. So swivel the heels apart. Think kneecaps trying to look at one another. And then float the legs up, up, up. And then push into the straps to lower them down. So as you're doing this up and down here, I want you to play around with the position of your feet. Meaning, are we rolling in? Are we rolling out? Are our feet doing funky things? Like, instead of being internally rotated with the thighs, are our feet compensating for that? So just, I don't know, play around with that. As long as you're getting a stretch somewhere. All right, next time you lower the legs down, go ahead and open them out wide. So let the legs naturally rotate out. They circle around and up. Find internal rotation again if that feels good. Lower down through center. You push wide into the straps. They circle around and up. Big toes try to come together. Lower down, around and up. Let your breathing start to slow down. Around and up. Next time your legs are up at your 90, go ahead and reverse your circles. Neck is nice and long, no tension there. And really work this like spiraling of the thigh in the socket. Last one. And then go ahead and float the legs up. And then grab onto your straps, your ropes, whatever, and just pull down on them. Stick your booty out as you drive your heels up to the sky. And now bend your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Left leg goes out for your stag or Peter Pan. And then switch to the other side. And then one more stretch here. You're going to take your left foot down to the side of the carriage, to the floor if you can. So not into the well, to the side here. The further back that left foot goes, the deeper the stretch. Your right leg can be straight, bent, doesn't matter as long as you're getting a stretch somewhere. And then on your next exhale, push into your right foot first to bring both legs up, and then other foot comes down. So hopefully you're getting a stretch on the right thigh. I'm getting a stretch also on the back of my left leg. Just let the ribs, let the spine settle. All right, next exhale, push into your left foot to bring both straps back up, and then take the straps off, and you are done for today. I appreciate you. Happy Monday. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I hope to see you again. Thanks, y'all.